Hey, well, I hope you have already found out some strategies. If you have not, you know what to do. Pause this video, go ahead, find out people, find out books, list them down, which can give you strategies to get rid of your problems right away. Because I don't want you to just sit and listen to me. I want you to go ahead and take action, my friend. So it's really quite important to do exercises and you know what to do. See, I know I'm telling this stuff over and over again for so many times. Might be I might have repeated to do exercise. I might have reminded you for about 10 times so far. So Abhishek, why you keep doing this? Because I believe repetition will actually, go ahead and condition your mind. So that's the reason I'm going ahead and repeating all the things which I've already told you, right? So now, if you've already done your exercise, great. Let's begin with the second step of how to deal with it. Now, this is a bit more powerful than your strategy. That doesn't make strategy the least one. Think about this. I just told that this is the least important one, but that doesn't really make strategy left with, without any power. Strategy is really powerful. You've got to have a systematic step-by-step procedure of how to go ahead and do it. You have to know the how behind everything, yes or no? So the second important step which you gotta follow is the story. Yes, think about it. Abhishek, story? Yes, story. So before me going ahead and explaining you what is story, okay, I would like to give you an example of this crazy personal intervention or personal counseling session which I had with a girl. There was this particular girl whom I have met at a particular coffee shop. She called my team up. She wanted to literally meet me as soon as possible because she is feeling suicidal. She wanted to commit her suicide and she want to end her life. And she called my team immediately and my team picked up the call. My results coaches, they picked the call up. So my results coaches, these people are so highly trained that at the first step of your tone, by listening to your tone or maybe but the way you express your problem, these people will understand the intensity of it because these people are highly trained in that. So that's the speciality of my results coaches. So by the way, my results coach, he lifted the call and started talking to this girl. Hey, what happened? And she says, you know what? I immediately need to meet Abhishek. It's really important. I need help. Please help me. So after that, I remember meeting her in the coffee shop. The personal counseling was scheduled. I went, I met her, I sat, and I started looking into her eyes. And I started like, okay, tell me, what's wrong? And this woman, who may be 22 or 23 years old, she started weeping continuously. And I was like, wow, what happened to her? And she started weeping continuously and she told me the story that she loved a boy with all the heart. See, she is that kind of girl who is very, very feminine. She's that kind of girl who who has this beliefs that a girl should heartfully love only one person. And love happens only once in life. And that your first love is your last love. She has these kind of beliefs in her mind. And she loved this particular boy. They got very close and they also got physical. Right? They got into a physical relationship as well. And after a certain time, due to some circumstances, the boy just told her that it doesn't work anymore. I want to break up with you. And by listening to this girl was shattered. She tried to overcome the pain by herself, but she couldn't. And what happened? This pain was eating her over. She wanted to kill herself, but in her life she has her parents and her entire family whom she has to look after. Now this girl, she doesn't know what to do. She was helpless and she came to me. She started narrating the story. And I could see her face. She was so genuine. And she said, Abhishek, the problem with me today is I cannot even love somebody. I cannot even go ahead and marry somebody because how can I do that? Because I was already in a physical relationship with somebody. Abhishek, do you understand that? I'm in a physical relationship. I said, wow, please don't get so much upset. I know you were in a physical relationship, but that's okay. I said that Everything is not over. You can still go ahead and be in a relationship. She said, Abhishek, are you mad? This is not the way how it works. Abhishek, I have been in a physical relationship, and to a girl, physical relationship means everything is done. How can I get into the relationship with somebody else? So this was the intense words and the tone which was used by this girl. And you know what? Here, what is the story which she kept on telling to herself? She kept on telling to herself that love happens only once. And she kept on telling the story to herself that you cannot get into a physical relationship with somebody, and if you got into a physical relationship, then you have to marry the same guy. You cannot go ahead and marry some other guy. I know this is a very sensitive topic to go ahead and present it to you, but listen to this, it's so wonderful. Now this girl, she believed all these beliefs, she told all these stories in her mind, and apart from that, she also started telling new stories that all men are bad. She started telling that all relationships are bad. Intimate relationships are not for me. And when she started telling these kind of stories to herself, imagine in what way these stories would have impacted her. Did not allow her to take a decision. It did not allow her to move on. And these stories hold you back. These stories hook you to that place where you actually felt sad, which was a starting point. And this is something which will really ruin people. And I got a chance to help her out. And I offered her some new stories. I told, hey girl, I know that you told this story to me. You said that if you were in a physical relationship with somebody, you are Indian, you are from an orthodox family, and you are not supposed to go ahead and marry somebody. It's like cheating them or something. I asked her simply, imagine if you were born in some other foreign country where people have different set of rules and beliefs. Then what would you do? Then this girl told, well, Abhishek, I might have moved on. And I asked, then what's stopping you now? She says, I'm Indian. And now this is what pathetic about it, right? Why are you keeping on telling yourself a story? Imagine if you are from other country, you would have moved on, right? You would have said, oh man, this man is not for me. I have to go ahead and look for a better choice. And having a physical relationship might not have been a big thing to you now, right? And after, this is not the exact thing, but apart from that, I have done certain things to her. I've offered certain solutions, and I helped her to change her story which she was telling to herself. And my friends, you know what happened after that? Today, she is a woman who is happily married, and she found the best husband possible, and she is enjoying her life, and she says she have found the love of her life. In spite, she telling everything about her past, he accepted her. What a great story, right? Now, my question to you, what are the stories which you are telling to yourself about your depression, about your frustrations, and about your problems? I'm sure enough there are so many stories where they are not necessarily true, but you are making those things true in your own mind. There are certain limiting stories which you are telling to yourself, and my question to you right now, think about all the limiting stories which you are telling to yourself. Need not be true. I'm sure enough, even though they are true, I'm sure enough you can solve them, right? Think about those stories which you are telling to yourself. And when you think about this, rather than thinking about it, go ahead, take a pen, take a book, take a pen, put it on paper. Write down all the limiting stories which you have been telling to yourself. Go ahead, do it right now. Oh, come on, stop listening to me. Pause this video right now. Write it down, because this is this place where you're gonna break through your depression. It's really important. Go ahead, write down. What are the stories? What are the limiting stories which you're telling to yourself? Go ahead, write it down. Right now, go ahead, do it. Yeah, I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to continue until you are writing down. Go ahead, do it. Well, I hope you have done it. If you have not, you know what to do. Go ahead, do it. But if you have done it, great. Now, if you have done it, look at all those beliefs. Ask yourself, are you really lying to yourself? What did you find out about yourself? Some people say, Abhishek, I found out how big a lying sack I am, right? So think about this. These are the limiting beliefs, these are the limiting stories which we keep telling to our own minds. How can you solve your depression? You cannot. So I want you to think about these limiting stories which you keep telling to yourself, and you got to break them. You got to destruct them. Okay, how to do it? Understand that those things are not true. How to do it? Create counter beliefs, counter stories. Create counter stories, the stories exactly opposite to them which will support you. Create them. Go ahead, do it right way. And if you're not sure still how to change your story, I'm here to help you. Find out somebody, if not me, find out somebody who can go ahead and help you. I'm telling you, in your life, you got to get rid of these low states, because these can really ruin your entire life. So go ahead, change your story. And after that, if you have done this effectively, I'm going to tell you the top number one solution to help you get rid of your depressions. So before that, you got to go ahead and do two exercises. One, write down all your limiting stories, and two, write down the exact opposite of it. Write down the stories which empowers you to do something about your depression. Go ahead, do it.